it here. All right. So this is the toast from this past Saturday, and we are all, remember, learning mindset. Please, Angela, can you just spotlight where I am on my square? Where you can see Veronica. If you can spotlight that for me, Angela. Are you there, Angela?
Yeah, I am. Just a second.
Yeah, thanks. All right, let me see if I can get in there. All right. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, here it is. Let's look at the toast, and please do make some notes if you can.
Toast for the day. Who is none other than Toastmaster Dipti to give us a toast as we begin our meeting. And I would like to say, this is the day that the Lord has made. Let us enjoy and be glad in it. We are here for a purpose, and we are here to be edified. Thank you, Toastmaster Dipti.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Veronica. Dear Toastmasters and guests, have you ever stood in front of mirror not to fix your hair or to check your outfit, but to ask yourself, did I lead well today? Did I lead with integrity? And this is the test, mirror test, taken by accountable leaders every day. And how did I learn it? I learned it hard way. I was working as a web editor of a weekly magazine, and there was an article written by a new contributor, Akash, who very enthusiastically had written an article about environment. The article was supposed to go live at 9 a.m. in the morning. I did everything. I finalized, I scheduled the article to go live on time, but that did not happen. When people went to read they clicked on the link, they got 404, page not found error. And that was a horror situation. When I came to know, the first thing, oh, it was not my mistake. This was the thought which came to my mind. Then I was ashamed that I was supposed to make the article live, and that did not happen. I was absolutely horrified. Then I just calmed myself and I went to my boss and I spoke to her. She told me, don't run, just own it up, check what happened, and don't hide. I took that point. I first of all checked the error. What had happened? There was a backend glitch which had buried the article. The second thing was I immediately called up Akash. I told him that yes, your article was supposed to go live at 9 a.m. It has not gone live till now. It's already 11. I told him that we will design a better system. There seems to be some backend glitch which nobody noticed. He felt better, and then I did the same thing. I talked to my editorial team and I designed a system where errors would not happen again. Now, lessons learned. I felt better. I built the trust with Akash. I took care. First thing what I did was I had the courage to admit the lapse. Second thing, I took care of contributors' trust. And third thing is that I showed clarity by owning up the mistake. So ladies and gentlemen, please unmute yourself, open your videos, and raise toast to the courage, clarity, and care. That's how we build accountability, accountable leaders, and that makes us more dependable.
Courage, clarity, and care.
Yeah.
Clarity.
Courage, clarity, and care.
Clarity and care.
Thank you for participating. And over to you, Veronica.
All right, so that was the toast, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now we will sort of have a look at that and see what sort of feedback we can give Dipti here, and then move forward. So, okay, let me just stay in my technology again so I can reach the right thing. Technology, there's too many windows open. It takes quite a bit to conduct this sort of things here. All right, there we go. I think I've sorted that out. All right, so over to it's open for the floor, and anyone wants to have give some feedback on that particular. I mean, Jyoti already said something right at the beginning. So Jyoti, something more? I mean, now that you've seen it again, refreshed your mind. What do you think? And how can we help Dipti get on track with advanced club level expectations?
For me, I just felt that probably she didn't get the clarity of how the toast goes, because if there was a couple of practices, the whole thing was like almost like an icebreaker or a project speech, because the closing too wasn't how we are supposed to do for the toast. So she's new and probably missed. And the opening and the closing didn't sound like a toast.
Yeah.
And she spoke about herself. And the theme was also not there, thanking and sending it over. Feel
Correct.
that's a definite hitch with the training part, where probably one of somebody else could have also reached out like we used to do before. And I think if somebody else looks at this video, the next person, the last, it should not become one of the habits. So that's what I'm looking at.
Correct.
Normally we'll go through the earlier videos, right?
Correct.
And we just have to watch out for that. And
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
Correct. And also, Jyoti, how did the actual raising of the toast, how did it take place? And any comments on that? Or open to
We have 3 hands up. Sanja is first, then Irfan, and then Nicole White.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Just called out the names one at a time.
Sanja, go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this script because I need to be the toast trainer for the future. I have to say before I start my evaluation that I have it open in my tab, the video from you, Brahm, how to raise a toast. I haven't had the time yet to watch it. But from the script, what I'm seeing, I didn't hear, maybe I missed it, clearly greeting the audience and acknowledging them. Then I'm gonna go to the end. The end, it should not be more than 3 words. And there should be only 3 words, and then the audience should follow. There should not be 3 or 4 words and another sentence in between, because it's confusing for the audience. They don't remember anymore, so what do we have to repeat now? There should be 3 words, a pause for the audience to catch up. Did she say, please unmute and open your videos, raise your glasses? I don't know if she said that, but that was missing. So that's why I think there was a slow following. The audience couldn't, they were hesitating, they didn't know what to repeat. And I think because it was of that. And the body part, I'm not quite sure. That is a question that I have. Is this something that should be a social speech? I'm not sure about what the body of the toast should be, but I couldn't understand the whole story. What is this whole story about? Like she missed something, and this I couldn't. For me, it was. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, it is supposed to be a social speech, and in the pathways, it's given 3 to 4 minutes. We give them 3 minutes only. Cut it out by about a minute only, but they can still go up to 3.5 minutes. All right, and which is they've met the timing anyways if they do that. And social speech, absolutely. And you are right as to the ending was very, very confusing. It was a whole sentence. Now the toast should be to the accountable leader. Yeah, and so the beginning should have been, good morning, or ladies and gentlemen, or Toastmasters and guests. We are gathered here today to toast accountable leaders. That's how you should begin. We are gathered here today to toast accountable leaders. And then what is accountable leader? If the story was there, and if you want to, fine. It should be 30 seconds or less and 2 sentences. Right? Something went wrong at my work in the website. We got a 404 error. I went to my boss and said, I'm accountable, I'm responsible, I'll correct it. And we corrected it, right? And I approached it from a perspective of integrity and then carry on with what actually accountable leaders do out of that story. So that is how it should be. And at the end, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a toast to accountable leaders. Now, when you saw, where was her cup? Where was she holding the cup? There. Did you notice that? It was on in front of her face. No, it should be over here, and it should be more visible. And she was like over here, and so now holding the cup was in front of her face, right? And so holding the cup there would have been more appropriate. Join me in a toast to accountable leaders. To accountable leaders. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster. So that is a toast. So there are some things that really need to be there. The others, you are new, maybe you might be experimenting a few things, fine. But the main things should be there, and then build on what you're learning. But if you follow the script and the video, training video, and this particular video now, it should become more and more clear for our newer members. Over to you, Irfan.
Thank you, Brahm. What I was going to say, you have partly have already pointed out just now. In my point of view, when he was saying that she made a mistake and that she went to the boss, and boss did not become furious, and the boss told her what should be done. I thought from here, now the theme will go, the speech will be shifted towards the leaders who do not get furious, do not snub people, who focus on improvement. And then she will say there are certain leaders who try to develop others instead of blaming them and instead of complaining about them. And she would finally end up the toast in favor of all those leaders who develop people, who control their anger, and who guide the new people how to work in life. I thought here she will shift, but then it was not focused towards some person. Generally, I believe toasts are towards some people. You appreciate some people in toast. You don't appreciate attitudes, which are general for everybody. The other thing was another thing that I thought was, right now I am also I'm not using any background for my video. I believe when you are delivering a speech and you have some visual background, when you move your hand, there is a lot of ghost movement. When she raised her cup in front of his face, there was a ghost movement. And if he has to raise the cup and raise the glass, it is better that while you are delivering a speech, don't use the background. In that way, your hand, your body, your cup, everything will remain as real as it is. So these were the two things that I observed. It could have been shifted towards a toast, but did not shift towards a toast, did not appreciate anybody, and background made the glass very much blur in front of the face. That's what I.
Correct. Angela, there's somebody at the door waiting to be let in. So you're absolutely right. Even if this was not a toast and a speech, right? There were just too many details in the speech that didn't need to be there. There was a mistake. I went to the boss and the boss did this and I said this and he said that, and then I went to this team and I said this, and you will see that those details are not necessary. It was like just narrating everything that happened, and the audience would say, yeah, oh my goodness. Just tell us the main things, right? An error happened, communicated with the boss, and we became accountable. We went and corrected the thing, took responsibility. There was no anger, there was no guilt. We just corrected and we went on, and the boss was great about it and gracious. Move on, right? And make whatever that point is. Even in a main speech of 7 minutes, or even in a keynote, unless there's certain points within what you in the processes. So if you're explaining processes, then you would say all the process that you did, which is really relevant to the speech or the keynote you're doing. Then that's fine. Mention the processes as well. But otherwise, if it's just about inspiring people and what actually happened, You need to cut out all the details. So again, I will go back to watch the World Champions of Public Speaking. They simplify everything, right? Simplify everything. And it's so profound how they simplify everything to the most basics. So the way they say it is implies what they're doing and where they are at, rather than explaining, I was sitting in the plane and then it took 7 hours and I was tired, there was some announcement, I had some food, and then finally the plane landed, and I don't know why, but we were, it was on the tarmac for 3 hours. You don't need to know that. Right? Okay, what's in this story for, right? And so on. So things like that. So anybody else? And yeah, Nicole, over to you.
Pretty much, yeah, everyone said the other most things that I was gonna say, so we're good with that. So I'm always saying, what's the way forward? This is recorded, everyone can benefit already. So I messaged Sonia, who's now our new trainer. Please edit the script document as well so it can cover these things, which is ensuring that we are clarifying, because I see a big misconception about the time. I get messages about that. The Toastmaster resource says 3 to 4 minutes, or agenda has 2 to 3. So on the day of the toast, it happened to me when I just joined. Then it was afterwards I realized. So that's a good little way we can level up our script. So change it, tell the why behind us doing 2 to 3 minutes. You just said you can go over it a little bit, fine, but it can't be at the end of the 3 minutes. We're just saying, please raise your glass and unmute. So that's something that can be added. Sonny, I sent you a private message. The next thing, our script should be edited and can be edited to do something verbatim like what you just said, Brahm, to help the member, especially new member. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to toast, and the theme in bracket. Or fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, we are here. And in that little blurb that you're putting in the script, ensure that you said, please add the flair. The toast is a happy time. All those little bits, because some people are read and write learners. Some people learn best by hearing. Some people learn best by visuals. So we're doing that mix. I know that sometimes we don't have time as trainers, so we share a script. I don't believe that that's enough. Even if you can't take up the phone and call, I feel it's more effective if you even send a voice note. So you communicate that energy and that emotion through your training as well. And I hope that's where we get as trainers. We're all busy and volunteering. So that too, I believe, will help. And for sure, as we all come in agreement, this particular toast is not to put down anyone or whatever, but this is a true learning moment for us to see where we went wrong and how we can level up. No need to me repeating to say, hey, this wasn't met, that wasn't met, but to just see how we can level up our script. So someone who might say they're not available to speak to you, they can read it and have a better flow. And Jyoti made a valid point, which I'm always concerned about, because of when I just joined to Leadership Speak, I binge watch on videos, right? So as she said, someone is going to look on a toast. They don't know which one is a benchmark toast. And they look and they think, oh yeah, this is a high level club. So this must be the way, right? Advanced club. See what I mean? So the precedents, we have to be careful of that precedent. So yeah, those are my takeaway.
Well noted. Yes, absolutely on the point. Thank you. Anybody else for any pointers?
Countess Helga.
Oh, yeah.
Helga.
Countess Helga. Oh.
Yeah. It says clearly in the script that the person raising the toast should liaise with the Toastmaster of the day, and especially with the evaluator, mainly concerning the wording of the toast and whether it coincides with their acknowledgement. That is what the person raising the toast should do. Liaise mainly with the Toastmaster of the day and the evaluator.
Yeah.
We just give the trainer just gives the background. but the actual wording and the composition of the toast should be liaised with the Toastmaster of the day and the evaluator.
Yes, just to add to that, Hannah, I agree. Your feedback is well noted, but apart from that, how can I put it? That sounds very much like a process, right? It's a process comment, and I think sometimes that's where the essence of the role is missed. For example, we say high level stuff like connect with the education speaker and the whoever else, like the Toastmaster of the day, right? Then the person say, okay, I didn't get to connect, but I can see the theme is accountable leader, and the leadership speaker is going to speak about that. And then they probably talk to the leadership speaker. The leadership speaker say, yes, I'm going to speak about my journey and how I was held accountability and the yada yada. And it still doesn't, it still needs those little other areas, which are the, hey, does the script tell a new member that for virtual background, there are some nuances, like what Irfan said. Please note, be mindful of your virtual background. Your glass can get lost in a visual that. Practice, choose your virtual background. All those other things are adding to that verbal process of saying connect with your leadership speaker. That is just checking off box, in my opinion, respectfully. So I feel it's a whole big picture of coming together, and we are such a blessed group because now we have you who would have handed over to Sonia, who's gonna add her learnings and we continue to strive for excellence. What's it? High performance leadership. That's my takeaway.
So,
Yeah.
so Jyoti, very quickly, yes.
Quickly, I'd like to add, I know 100%. Few months ago also, I have personally sat with people. I've run through it, though I was not a Toastmaster. This has been a practice several months ahead also. We used to always, I would ask them, would you need any help? Can we check the time? And make sure that the background is removed and they have a plain background. I think somewhere we probably slipped out on that. I think if we can have somebody to support the educational trainer, one more person to just, say, let's sit and they can deliver the speech, because I know we've heard and said, would you like to tweak it this way? It's gone a little bit more. We've been very supportive, where we'll be down the line somewhere we slipped on that. We should try and revisit it, is what with all humility, I'd like to share. I think somewhere we've missed out something. It'll work out if we get back to what we were doing. Should be okay if we do that. Volunteer to talk to someone.
Oh, we have more comments and we're running out of time. So very quickly, Sonia and then Thadi, very, very quickly.
Okay, question. So if the answer is no, then I can add. So does everyone who basically in this case the toast for next Saturday, does everyone actually attend the practice session on Thursday? If the answer is no, I as a trainer can actually ask them, or generally send them the script, etc., etc. Please send me, I don't know, 1 week before, just record it, like in the messages, they can just record it and send me their toast. Then I can do an evaluation and give feedback.
I like that.
Will be one way. Okay, thank you.
All right. So in conclusion, I'll tell you my experiences in mentoring, which a trainer is really a mentor here, right? So, or trainer mentor, doesn't matter the word. In community, and I belong to many different community clubs, many, perhaps over a dozen, because I moved around and I've always gone to the nearest club and so on. And one of the things that I found is that those clubs that have assigned mentors, right? It's a community club, so a brand new member would get a mentor, and that would be that one mentor, right? I would walk into the room during the meeting time. I would go 10, 15 minutes early, and I actually greet everyone. I just don't stand and talk to just one or two people, and that's it. I make sure I talk to everyone. But I especially approach somebody who's sitting by themselves, and I talk to them first and say, hello, are you a guest or a new member? I find out, oh, you're a new member. What are you doing today? I'm doing the grammarian's role. Do you know how to do the grammarian's role? Well, I've seen somebody, but did your mentor get in touch with you? No. Did you get in touch with your mentor? No. Do you know how to really do it? Are you confident? No. Happens over and over again, right? And we don't want to carry that into an advanced club. So, what I would do is I would pull a more experienced member and say, could you sit down with this member and walk them through and sit next to them through the meeting so they feel confident and supported, and walk them through the grammarian's role, right? So to make sure that they know what they're doing and so on. And then, there were there would, of course, we also assign mentors so that, if they're doing the speeches and so on, and they want to sort of know more about how to speak well and so on. What does the mentor do? You remember from your community club time, for some of you who did have mentors or were mentoring or had that program, the mentor actually looks at the script. They even may ask the newer member or whoever they're mentoring, come and practice with me. Remember those days? I did. I would always ask people, do you want to practice? And I would actually go and I would come and practice not only on the day of the meeting before the meeting starts, but many days before and weeks before. Eventually what happened, because I was doing that, I found that I had 12 or 13 people I was mentoring that I wasn't even assigned to mentor, and those who were assigned to mentor them were not really mentoring them. And there were that many people that I was mentoring. It's just tough, but that's because I take care of people. I want to make sure that I listen to the script, that I actually see them performing. So that's a hint to you. As a trainer, you're actually responsible. If you were to make it, now this is not as a blame, right? Listen to it from the perspective of how we mean by responsible, by uplifting and being of greater value and service, is to actually listen to the script and say, hey, tell me, how are you, what you're doing. It's not up to the Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster of the day is just going to be satisfied that they have followed, it's the theme is present in their presentation. The grammarian's word of the day is, in accordance with the theme. They need to know that. And if it isn't, they need to say, grammarian, can you defend this word? Right? And it's not about, being judgmental again. It's like a PhD thesis. You have a thesis, you defend the thesis. So I always, when I was training, and you all know, you've been attended those trainings, I would say, grammarian, can you defend this word? Why are you using this word? Because sometimes it wouldn't click in my head. I said, this may be the wrong word. But they explained to me and said, oh yeah, if this is the explanation, yeah, perfect. Sometimes they couldn't explain it, then we would say, please change the word until you can explain it jives with the theme, right? But in the end, it's up to the Toastmaster of the day to say, yeah, it is with the theme or not. But they're not there to listen to the scripts and all that. Otherwise, they'll be there forever. Nobody will want to do the Toastmaster of the day. There's like, how many people are in the meeting? So it is really up to the mentor. The mentor always approaches the mentee. The mentee will never approach the mentor, and yet they're not expected to approach the mentor. The trainer always approaches the trainer, the mentee, the trainee. So that is the recommendation. Of course, everything is a recommendation here. Hopefully you will meet those standards, right? And you will grow. I grow a lot out of teaching people how to speak well. And I'm not a world champion of public speaking, and I don't go into contests at all. I've probably been in 2 or 3 contests. That's it in the 30 years that I've been in. But I ended up mentoring a lot of people because I would go and listen to the script. I don't read scripts, so I would say, just present and I will correct you as we go along. And they became great speakers, or good speakers, or better speakers as well. So I leave it to you guys. What do you guys think? Very briefly, and then we'll move to the speakers here. Does it work to listen to the script, especially if it's a toast or a thought of the day? Say, hey, can you tell me what your thought of the day is now that I've sent you the script and and so on. You've seen a few videos. Can you tell me? Let's go over the and then speak your thought of the day or your toast or whatever it is. That's what I would do, anyways. So yeah, over to you, Nicole.
That's my approach for thought of the day. I share way ahead of the time the script that I created after Jyoti handed over to me. I put it in a script format. I also shared benchmark videos and I asked the member to read the script way ahead of the time once I see they confirm and easy speak. And what I'm doing, I'm allowing them time to read before we even connect on the phone. Unfortunately, you have cases where people connect with you and then they didn't prepare before you call them. But we work it through, right? Then when they read and they, hi, did you get to watch the video? Did you read the thought? Do you have any question? All of that. Did you watch a video? Sometimes they say, it's pretty clear they don't need to connect with me or whatever. When they say they don't want to connect, I send a voice note with my summary and my expectation and the club's expectation. So I can force an adult to speak with me on the phone. So that's
course.
my backup. So they don't say the trainer did not train them or coach them or mentor them. So I do
Yes,
that,
of
and I
course.
think it works beautifully. And that's why I'm always passionate about this sharing of script or giving somebody a WhatsApp message and say, here, this is what you do. We need a human connection. Hashtag Nicole White. Connection, the core of great leadership. That's important.
Bang on. All right, last comment. I think Nicole has her hand up. So very, very quickly, and then we'll really after this move on to speaking, and I'll switch off the recording.
Okay, I just want to reiterate what you say about having the person present, because sometimes the Tuesday meeting or the Thursday meeting might not be convenient for them. So the evaluator, trainer, and the speaker of the toast should really try to connect in a face-to-face way. WhatsApp allows for that to happen. So for them to decide on a time that is convenient for both of them so that they can have some face-to-face, because this reading the script alone will not do, as I said. So that's my input.
If that is possible, yeah, absolutely. Jump on Zoom and face or video call on WhatsApp for sure. Absolutely. Thank you all. Thank you all for your suggestions. And this is a great learning opportunity. Remember, everything we do here on Tuesdays or anywhere, anytime under Leadership Speak umbrella, it's always about learning. It's never about judgments. It's never about the old account. Hey, you were accountable. Why did you do this? It's not that. It's about we want to uplift each other by being accountable to the next level. That's sort of accountable and responsible, right? And so those who are going to reach out to Dipti, make sure that she doesn't watch this video first. First, you actually walk her through and understand. She hasn't been present much, so she's not quite familiar with the advanced club, what the expectations are. She's been absent for quite a while and has rarely appeared. So whoever is going to approach her and give her feedback and raise her to the next level, bear that in mind. All right. Okay. With that, we'll switch off this recording and